Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We'll have a short statement first from Commissioner Janez Potocnik, and then we'll take some questions from you. So.
We can have it, yeah. Good day or good afternoon to everybody. You probably believe that I feel pretty relieved after the hearing. I think the atmosphere which we have had there in the room was extremely positive. And I sincerely believe that 5 years of the cooperation in the environment portfolio with the European Parliament is of the utmost importance for the success in this area. The area is covered by European legislation, many of it. And when I was going through, actually I found out that I've heard the word directive in one day more than before in 5 years. So that's obviously my new part of life. From the substance point of view, I would just like to add, of course, if I would be confirmed, that's what I have to be clear. What I have to add is that there are some priorities on which I would like to focus. I think the most important message would be that we live in a market economy and that things which we are doing there would need to take into account the fact that we want to have a sustainable future. So we want to work, I want to work hand in hand with everybody, with all the stakeholders in the area, so that we will green, that our approach will be greening our economies, that they will be resource efficient, and that everything would really go into this direction. There are many possibilities. Approach, without any doubt, should be holistic. I should work with my colleagues inside the Commission, with many of the people outside of the Commission, but I'm pretty ready to do that. The second thing which I want to have as a priority, it's of course biodiversity. We can clearly say that we are short from the target of 2010, which we set to ourselves, and we will have to reconsider what to do. There are many knowledge gaps yet, and many of the problems which we will have to address also on international level, but that's second part of the priority. And the third part, again, I think important, it's when we are adopting European legislation, we are not adopting it to have it, but we are adopting it to implement it. So I will certainly look with both eyes opened how the implementation is going on. On one hand, I want to be strict via the member states, via everybody who is responsible for the implementation. On the other hand, I want to give an open hand of help and cooperation, because I am pretty much aware that some of the implementation is far from easy and it's also costly. So I want to work in both directions. If that would be for the beginning. If you have any other questions for the Slovenian friends, I think we can agree to have a special statement later.
Do we have some questions?
Anna Jenkinson from Science Business. You mentioned several times about cooperating with your other commissioners. I was wondering to what extent and in which areas you foresee cooperating with a new research commissioner, and if you have any advice for the commissioner who will take over your existing prior role.
It's pretty much the same as in this area. So many of the things are, if you're a research commissioner, what they expect from you, it's not actually that you would know everything about research policies and the things which are under your responsibility. They expect you in a way that you substantially cover also the other areas. So I have learned a lot about environment, for example, being a research commissioner, and you learned also a lot about new technologies which are going on, and in energy area, in transport area, and so on. I think it is vital that anybody of us understands that we are at the end judged as a commission who is having result as it's having. Yes, we have to take care for our own areas and for our own results, but I'm pretty much sure that we will be at the end judged by society and judged by the others also how we collectively work. So I think that's an important thing which I would advise to any of the future commissioners, I hope including me.
There's another one here.
Commissioner, you manage the 7th framework program for research, and I'm pretty sure that you are facing now the 7th action program for environment. Up to now, it was first of all dedicated to health and environmental issues. Will you being confirmed, be open for introducing new tools to greener the society for industry as well?
Yeah, of course, we are still far from 7th Environmental Action Program. There are many things that would have to be still confirmed with the 6th. We have the final assessment to do, and there is a review going which is outside our house. So all these things are the things which I would take seriously into account. Also, analyses are prepared, and the report is prepared with environmental agency which is there in Copenhagen. So these are the most important things which I and we will take into account and in decisions how to continue. But I can certainly say that all the issues which you mentioned, which are connected also with an angle when we talk about economies and when we talk about business opportunities, that this should be an angle which should be seriously considered.
One more question here.
Sarah Lewis, European Environment and Packaging Law. Just 2 quick questions. How soon do you think you could come forward with some standalone legislation on nanotechnology? And are you disappointed to lose GMOs from your portfolio?
I'm not yet a commissioner for environment, so certainly there is no way that I can answer to the questions because this would go beyond the limits of if I would be. Then the thing which I said in the room was pretty clear, that I do believe that in the development of nanotechnologies, the success of the nanotechnologies depends also on that how transparently we will develop that extremely important and promising economic technological area. So this transparency should take into consideration also the safety aspect, also from the environment point of view. And what I have said also publicly, it's that it is getting for me pretty clear that more and more evidence is there that via the rich legislation the area it's not covered enough. More than that I cannot say at this very moment. Concerning the GMOs, I think it's, if you think that in the DG for Environment we will not look to the consequences, how these issues are addressed and what the consequences they have on environment, you are of course mistaken. So it is my responsibility, even if I'm not primarily responsible for the file, that I look to this and other issues in the context of environment, and that's exactly what I intend to do. And at the end of the day, many of the questions and many of the proposals which are coming from the Commission are proposals which are not single commissioner proposals. Many times they are also cooperation between 2-3 commissioners. I think I'm pretty much in favor of that kind of cooperation, because I have learned in these 5 years that all the documents where you have more pre-cooperation and where more commissioners are involved in the preparation are actually high quality, and this is a good way to increase the quality, and I would support that kind of cooperation. And I'm not saying that this is the case for exactly for the GMO which you asked, but in principle I believe that this should be the way. So all the decisions which we adopt in the college are collegial decisions, and we stand behind them.
Thank you very much. That's all we've got time for now. We hope to see you again in the future.